Do 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 do. Putting down some tokens cause I wasn't ready. 76, 77, and 78. What are your names? What would you like me to call you?
And Clatter will kind of look around, like, who's 76, 78? What?
Gilgamesh, a hero who rose from his own grave to save the world. I think. Or killed it. I don't remember.
Gilgamesh.
Yep. I said it, so I guess I'm stuck now. Oh, shit.
She writes down Gilgamesh.
And Clatter will kind of take his top hat off that he has found and tuck it at his waist and go, Clatter DuPont.
She nods to him in a, slightly like formal mini bow and says, and so it shall be, and writes down Clatter DuPont. And then she looks to the ranger.
I'm Morris, and this is Tammy.
Morris and Tammy. Perfect.
Has Clatter figured out that he has a familiar yet?
There is a bird that's kind of hanging out by you.
And Clatter will kind of like look at it, look back at her, look at the bird again, and go, what is this thing? And what does it want?
I made that with some spare parts. And it woke up and just looked at you. It seems fascinated with you. I didn't give it the ability to speak common, and she kind of slides a finger down its spine, the bird's spine, to pet it, and it kind of chirps, but it looks at you. She's like, it seems to be taken with you.
Clatter will kind of hesitantly reach out, knowing that birds are gross. And he'll kind of like touch it with like a single finger just to see what it does.
It allows it, but then it kind of it allows it and then looks at its back, and even though it doesn't like have proper feathers, it still like preens itself and removes like any slight debris.
And Clatter will sit there and like press the digitation it, and then let it climb on its shoulder, feeling really awkward at this moment. Like, ew, this thing is on my shoulder. Okay.
It's your size.
That is true. It is your size.
Oh, then he will look at it as it's standing next to him and just kind of like, good bird. And he'll like run his hand down its back and then immediately walk to the person in robes and be like, okay, this one, please.
She nods and she walks up to the one in robes.
I don't remember which one it is. I'd move him.
That's fair. It's all right. She gets out 2 copper pieces and kind of balance them on the eyes. And she says, I need you to sit up one more time and speak with me. The copper pieces dissolve into the eyes of the dead, making them glow with a faint blue light. The skeleton, zombie, broken fleshed individual slowly starts to move its hands out from under it and lift itself up to look around the room. At first, it's similar as you, little bit of confusion, but then it looks down to the floor and sees its comrades and itself, and its face kind of scrunches up in pain, and it looks up to Onuris and she says, will you please tell me what happened to you and what happened here before you fell? The individual nods and moves to stand. He says, my name, it was not is, was, Kale. Of a family, Montoy. I had gotten married. I just got married to the most beautiful woman I'd ever known. One day I woke up and she was missing. And he gestures to his fallen comrades on the floor and says, my friends, without hesitation, offered to help me find her. We searched and we searched. And we found out too little, too late, that we were stalking the spawn of a vampire. They used manipulation magic on me that aged me insanely, so much so that I was barely alive. I could barely lift my hand to cast a spell. I couldn't do anything but watch as they took control of our strongest, as he gestures to the one with the sword through his chest, and made him slay each of my friends before making him fall on his own sword. He took my wife and left, and I had such a pain in my chest. And then everything was dark. And with that, his eyes close and he falls to the ground again, never to wake up, saying that the vampire spawn was named, I'm going to write it in chat as well, Rizan Parase.
Do I feel like a connection with this body from him speaking?
You can if you choose to.
I think
you, with your background, let me take a look. Actually, yeah. As he's describing it, you get lost in a vision, actually, and what he says is true. He describes it, and as you kind of maybe shift a little to listen, or maybe he shifts a little as he talks, the room shifts a little completely away, and you're in your bed, you wake up, your wife is there, you kiss her, and everything's fine. You have a great day. You guys go to the market, and you pick out what's for dinner. You say hi to a friend. Nothing out of the ordinary until that evening. She's preparing dinner. You go into the other room to wash up, put on some clothes, get ready. You go back out there and she's not there. The knife that she was just using to cut vegetables is just sitting there. Maybe she's using the chamber pot. No need to panic. But why doesn't she answer when you call out her name? Fast forward, you're with your buddies, your most trusted friends. You were overjoyed when they not only said yes, there was no hesitation at all. I can't find my wife. What do you mean? One said. Tell me what happened. And you show them clues. They do the best of their abilities to gather the clues, get evidence to find who done it, but the who done it was sadly out of their league. This vampire spawn not only used manipulation magic, but went a step further and paraded the bride a little bit in front of the fallen wizard whose eyes had closed and was dead to see it, really, before they were able to fully comprehend that happened. And before the vampire left, they took the head of one of the comrades and just kind of crammed it in a bag to take with them. That must have been a repressed memory as you kind of come to and you see the one who was just the dead body who was just telling you this story fall to the ground.
I think Clatter will kind of touch the skull or the head and be like, well, guess my life's a little fucked.
As you say that, Gil's just gonna toss a rock in the well, so you guys are just gonna hear the awkward noise of rock clattering, disappearing after a while. And he just whistles, saying, "That's deep." How deep is it?
I'd say it's like 120 feet.
Oh,
Ish.
hell yeah. I was going to jump it, but I'm glad I threw a rock first.
It clangs for a while before you hear the like you hear a tink, and then you're like, that doesn't sound too far, but then you hear another tink, and you're like, oh, wait. Tink.
Like, yeah, I had the swimmer's pose, like, ready after, like, that third clink, and then it kept happening, and I'm, like, backing away slowly. I'm like, oh, no. Not anymore.
The boar also tosses a small rock.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
Hey, buddy.
it's
I
pretty-
give scritches to the boar. Does the boar let me give him scritches?
That's Tammy, and I think that's
Tammy.
up to Abraxis.
Yeah, Tammy's very friendly. Tammy is basically a hacky sack that looks like a boar.
I love it. I saw the picture.
That is great.
I give them scritches and I walk. But then I noticed that we are all made up of like weird parts, and I touch my face and I realize I have rhinestone eyes, and I'm like, oh, makes sense. Okay.
Is there a book that this wizard or this wizard necromancer had?
She has this here is like a cart that she has all of her tools on, and they're like in, you know, those like girl makeup boxes where you open it up, you can pull out all these little, in like tool boxes, you know what I mean? She has a couple of those like little caboodles on there, so she might have a book, but it is protected by a box if she does have one. After you
No,
get
the body that she just woke up.
does it have a book on them?
Yeah, like a spell tome or something.
The dead body?
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah.
Oh shit. Quick, guys, loot your old bodies. I go to
I'm
loot the
assuming
guy
the
with
book
a
would be the
sword.
same size as you, though.
I want each of you, if you choose to loot your own dead
yeah.
body, under the chat, or in like the chat bubble at the bottom, above language, there is a dice sigil. What I want you to do is roll me 3d10 for each of you. That is going to determine how many gold and silver pieces you're going to find. What you're going to do is what you roll, you're going to cut it in half. Half is going to be gold and half is going to be silver.
So do you just click the D10 and then the number?
Yeah.
Click it 3 times. So I got 9 gold, 9 silver.
So you could do, like, when you click the little dice emblem, it'll have like a dice calculator that pops up, so you can press the number 3 and then the D10, or you can hit D10 3 times. You know, it does it. That works too. Holy shit!
So
You rolled
I
a full 10. I would keep that and then just do 2d10 in the dice calculator.
I yell out loud, holy shit, I was loaded.
I don't think I could carry more than my weight worth of gold out of this room, so I'm not going to search My body for
Does
money.
gold have weight for Poppets? How's that gonna go? I know I can carry it, but I look like I just won in a casino.
So you can carry it, but you would have to like put it in something. You know what I mean? So basically, it looks like you have like a small roll of quarters if you just have that like rolled up on your back. You know what I mean? Like that's like that looks like a
Yes!
little bedroll for you.
Yes.
So you can definitely carry all your money.
Oh yeah. It also counts as bludgeoning weapon damage.
Babe, you find 3.
Roll.
You didn't roll. You didn't look check your body? Okay.
No, I'm actually trying very hard to put this whole I died and these are my dead friends around me out of my head. So I don't want to go rummage through them. Just hanging out with my pig.
Due to like weather and time, you only find 1 spell that you're able to learn. But you find a page in the spell book of alarm.
Yes.
You have learned the alarm spell.
Cool. So I have to add that to my character sheet.
I start dragging my
put
pile
it-
of gold outside.
So I put it in your prepared spells. So like so when you click spell preparation, what you know is in there, and then you can kind of because you only have so many spell slots per day.
Yeah.
This is how you kind of monitor and keep track of like what spells you have prepared. You know what I mean? So like each day you can prepare different spells. It's kind of like a wizard. You know what I mean? You'll have more spells than you'll be able to prepare per day. So eventually you will have a grimoire that you will need to keep safe, as well as your familiar, to like learn stuff. Or what you could do, you'll still need to kind of do it that way, but for roleplay purposes, if you don't want to keep a grimoire safe, you can teach this spell to your familiar. Speaking of which, as you go to read and that it's an alarm spell, you notice that Clockwork Raven is kind of hunched over and seems to also be reading the spell, and then like kind of nods once it gets to the end of the page.
And I think Clatter will kind of be like, oh, smart bird. Nice.
It chimes however you would like it to chime.
Just an existential crisis. We just talked to our dead bodies.
Just an existential crisis. Onuris is going to be packing up her cart and says that she's going to be heading to the nearest town. She doesn't need necessarily to sleep, but it is a little dark outside, so she might just kind of hang out here. But she's tempted to go because town is just a day's walk away from here. I'm tempted to just go, but it might be dangerous out in the woods.
Should we escort you?
That's up to you.
Do you guys want to escort her?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to connect my Raven to my...
So what you can do is click and drag over both of your tokens, and it should highlight both of them. And then what you can do after they're highlighted, just try using the arrow keys and see if that works. Whoop.
It moved my Raven, but it didn't move me.
Let me move your Raven back down by, let me put it right here. Now what you're going to do is, do you see my little thingy here?
Yeah.
Click and drag. Hold it down to make a square over both of them. Let it go. And now move your arrow. Or WASD. Oh shit, it moves you both together. Okay, well, you're moving.
That works. I don't care.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. I came out
Uh-huh.
this way. She says, oh shit, I forgot that she had the candle. Let's see. Let's do dim
Wait, we're going outside now?
60, bright 30. She says, oh yes, there's a town I would like to get to. It's only a couple days away. Or not a couple days, it's only 1 day's walk.
And Clatter will say, "Do you know the way?"
I do. Walked the path many times.
And Clatter will kind of do the whole like little kid up thing.
Uppies.
Uppies.
She kneels down and kind of lowers her hands to the ground so that her palms are up so that you guys can climb on her.
I don't. I just walk up in front. Like I take the charge.
Yep. Clatter will nestle himself very securely, not wanting to walk, because he feels as though walking is above him.
Good
You just
lord, these
died.
characters.
You were
She
just part of the
goes and
ground.
gets-
Oh my gosh, is that a rat I attack?
She goes and gets the regular sized door for you. As you guys come in, there are some rats that kind of almost act like puppies that come up and smell you, but because you're made of like inorganic material, there's no real reason for them to attack you unless you attack them.
Yep.
They're
And
like,
Clatter
"Oh,
is
what
very
is
glad
that?"
that he is on her currently.
I give
Oh, what is
scritches.
that? It's another. Is there an animal handling thing? Hold on, let's see. Do you want to roll me a nature to see how good those scritches are?
Sure. I have a +1 to nature. That should go real well.
Do 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 do. Putting down some tokens cause I wasn't ready. Do do